What's going on YouTube? Iceman here with Ice Gaming. We're gonna go ahead and do a quick and easy kind of like drifting tutorial. I've done a lot of cool car meets and stuff like that on with a bunch of random people, and I've kind of come to the conclusion that a lot of people don't know how to drift. A lot of people don't know how to drift tune, I should say. So I'm gonna go over my quick easy tune. I kind of do the same kind of tune on majority of my vehicles, kind of change gearing and stuff like that as I drift those cars a little bit and learn a little bit more about them. But we're gonna go with like a super iconic car here today, 240. Um, I mean, everybody seems to have this car as a drift car, so I figured why not go ahead and use this one. So, without further ado, we're going to get started. Basically, it's a stock motor full build. So it's got every part on it that the original engine has. So I didn't motor swap it. Rear wheel drive. So you go and put all those things maxed out there. I did not put a roll cage in it, but I did go ahead and take all of the weight out of the vehicle. Drivetrain's all maxed out, like I said. Tires I put them on street tires. A lot of people have that debate of stock or streets. Anything above sport and race and stuff like that. Lots of traction, and it also throws off if you're drifting with anybody. It throws off everybody in the group. So just kind of keep that in mind there. Let's see here. It's on drift suspension, of course. You put whatever body kit you want on there, any kind of wheels you want on there. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, we'll go ahead and go over the tune really quick here. I don't know what I did there, but it's all right. All right. Tune here is as follows. I'll just leave it up here for a little bit. Tire pressure is going to be, in the front's going to be 28.5. Rear is going to be at 35. Final drive, I haven't really touched much, so this is still the stock gearing. I didn't really change anything here. I know you can't see the fifth and sixth. You don't really even need fifth and sixth. How I drift, I drift normally first through third, sometimes fourth with a higher horsepower car. But this is just a lower horsepower car. It's only, I think, like 400 something horsepower, so it's nothing crazy. I would suggest sticking with the lower horsepower cars until you guys get used to drifting those cars. Once you get used to drifting those cars, you guys can bump up the power just a little bit. Front camber, it's going to be -5 degrees. Rear is going to be -2 degrees. Toe is going to be 0 in the front and +1 degree in the rear. And then that front caster angle is going to be all the way up at 7.0, which it should be anyways when you guys do the drift springs. Clicked out of that on accident. Anti-roll bars are stock, didn't really mess with those. Springs in the front, I went and go ahead and stiff them up. I don't stiff them up all the way, have a little bit of bounce to them still, but I go ahead and stiff them up. I would just say anything over 900 is pretty good. Dampening, also stiffen those up as well. But I leave the bump stiffness soft because that way if you hit curbs and other stuff like that, it doesn't always throw the car. So it gives you a little bit of leeway and a little bit of wiggle room to not just die all the time as soon as you hit something. I always turn my braking pressure down to about 85 to 80%. Just something I do, and then you go ahead and take those differentials and pop them all the way up. All the way to 100%. I can also post this tune if you guys would like. Just let me know. I'm also willing to help you guys in the comment section. If you guys have any questions about any certain type of cars. I drift a lot of different stuff from the limo to older muscle cars to JDM cars and stuff like that. So I have no issue helping out and helping you guys drift whatever you guys want to drift. So let's go and get out on the road. We were lucky enough that it just turned spring here. And another thing that you guys need to know about drifting is drift in with manual with clutch or just manual. Automatic is not going to work. And you guys need to turn off all the assists. So no traction control, no assisted, no ABS, and no stability control. Those type of things will throw the car off quite a bit. You can't drift with traction control because your car is going to be fighting to keep traction the whole time. But yeah, so show you guys kind of my little circle here that I enjoy. We'll get to the spot here. They're on the AIs here. If you guys ever, and in my meets, you guys will know this spot here. This is where we always start drifting. It's kind of like the warm up area here that I end up drifting with most of my people in my live streams. So you'll learn if you're drifting manual with clutch, always kind of pop the clutch in here, hit the brake a little bit, and kind of pop that clutch just to get a little more angle there. And then normally you can keep it in third. Some of the slower angles and stuff like that, or the slower corners, you might have to drop it down in a second. Learn to hit that brake so you're not going to hit anybody. Maybe these AI cars, because we know how crazy those things are in this game. So that was another pop, or clutch pop right there. Try to keep the angle. And as you can see here, every time I hit that brake, I'm also hitting my clutch just because of I don't want the car to stall. Sometimes it can fall on its face when you're dropping down into the lower RPM there with the clutch on. You can just drive with manual. You don't have to worry about it then as much, or actually not really at all. But yeah, I mean, this is a nice easy tune that you really don't have to do much for. Very easy car to slide, as you can see here. Very controllable, very responsive, very forgiving too. Just keep sliding it here just a little bit for you guys, just so you can see. Even getting into fourth there, car kind of runs out of power there, so you just drop it back down in the third and just keep it going. But yeah, so that is the 240 bass tune. Figured you guys might like to see that. See if there's anything else I should go over here. Angle wise, honestly, I would just take it easy, getting used to these first corners here. Pop that clutch, or just go ahead and you should be able to, when you're just on manual, it should just start spinning the tires for you, being you don't have a clutch. Honestly, if you're unsure, just go back and forth with it. Just start kind of swinging it back and forth until you get comfortable that way. And until you get comfortable that way, you're not spinning around. You never just want to keep it to the floor, because keeping it to the floor, you're just going to end up doing stuff like that and crashing, which you don't want to do. Throttle response and like throttle being accurate on your throttle and stuff like that's going to help a lot, and help you not overspin the corners and not overthrow the corners. So if you kind of watch my attack there in the corner, oh, you can't really see it because of my picture, or my camera there. I apologize. I'll fix it for the next video. But you don't want to just keep it redlined. See how it's just redlined there, not really getting any angle. Keep it in third, and I just kind of bounce off the throttle. I give it a little bit of gas, 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 and helps keep the car a lot more under my control. I don't ever feel like the car is driving me around. I'm always driving the car, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, I mean, this is a quick, just a little tutorial here. Quick little like how-to guide. So if you guys have any questions, just go and let me know. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, the like button if this helped you guys at all. If you guys have any questions, just drop a comment. I will get back to any comments and as quick as I can. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good day.